For my book talk and book review, I decided to read and write about The Last Stop on Market Street by Matt de la Pena. This is a book that I have read before to different classes, and I feel very strongly about this book, and so I decided to read it again for this project and discuss more about it. So the summary of this book and the story follows CJ and his Nana as they ride the bus around the city. That, for the most part, that is the setting of the book. Prior to them getting on the bus, though, CJ is looking around and he just wishes he had nice things that people have. When he gets on the bus, same thing. He's looking out the window. He's looking around on the bus. He wishes he had the nice things other people had, car, any fancy gadgets. And every time he does this, Nana begins to show him the beauty within the city and that the important things aren't just the stuff you see or the stuff you have. It's below the surface that matters. She points out the music that you hear and the neighbors you see and any other moments while riding on the bus. When they get off the bus, and every time he noticed something that could be seen as bad in his city, Nana showed him how to look for the good. At the end of the book, they ended up at a soup kitchen to help the people in need, and this is when CJ really learns that there is good in his city and that you can do good. I don't know why this picture is not working, but my genres of this book is children's literature and fiction. And some keywords that I did is familiar, neighbors, beauty, and appreciate. Appreciate being the big one this book discusses. So, some outstanding qualities that I feel for in this book, and that I think I would discuss more about in a classroom, or that just make this a great example of critical literacy. So, this book is a great example of critical literacy. It allows all students to think about fairness, community, and multiple perspectives. Everyone is valued in this book. There's lots of representation, and overall, it's a great example of multi perspective. It brings good quality to those who are overlooked. Again, with the multi perspective, if you are underrepresented in other books, this book is representing you. It's talking, living in a city, low income, different cultures and race. All of those things are represented in this book. Not only that, but just simply a great quality of this book is that the pictures and illustrations are bright, simple, colorful, and you can relate to them, and they're easy to understand and interpret. And another great quality is that this book teaches children empathy, which is a big thing students need to learn to grow critically literate. So, one example I have of a critical literacy activity is after reading the book, we would create a chart to compare what CJ notices versus what Nana notices. And again, let me preface, I did these for more so like first grade lessons. And so we'd fill out the chart with ideas, I'd write them down, and the students would tell me. And then we would ask deeper thinking questions. Questions like, why do CJ and Nana notice different things? Who helps CJ understand the world? How do Nana's words change how CJ feels? Questions that'll get them thinking more deeply about the book. Students will then illustrate what they would see outside a bus on just like a small postcard that would represent like their window in their box next to their bus seat. And then we would compare these illustrations. This is a great way to show multi perspectives. And yeah, my second one is again first grade. After reading, students would examine the illustrations closely. We'd ask students, "What do you see?" Then we'd ask, now look closer, what's in the background? Most likely they should see a person carrying groceries, a woman holding a child, somebody sitting on a bench. All the background characters that don't have a voice in this book. Using a chart, we will sort through pictures as a class of the central characters and the quiet characters or background characters. After discussing the background characters and who they are, students will give those characters a voice. Each student gets a picture of a character and will write a line or a couple of lines for about what they think or feel. We'd also And then we would share those sentences and have a discussion on fairness and having voice. I'd ask questions like, why might some people get to talk while others don't? Do you think the people in the back are also important and have important lives? And what might they be feeling during these events? And that's it. Thank you.